Hello, hello. I am live. Oh, stupid stream layout. Welcome back. Took a day off and worked on the game. Why can't I? Okay. Edit. Okay. So I was on the phone with my ISP today, and they were very kind, very understanding. Turns out there was a how do you call it? The network had problems around me, so that could have been the issue. So let's see if it's fixed today. I hope so. And otherwise, let me go through what I did yesterday. Yeah, so I worked on the story basically all day. I have 2 different versions. That's the origin story, not the story of the game. Well, kind of course. And it's really hard to switch from one to the other if I want to evaluate them, because they are in completely different categories. The one story is more of a soft backdrop for anything, really. Hey Andre, how's it going? So the one story that I have in mind is it's more of a backdrop. It's more sword and sorcery, which is the theme I went with all this time. The other story is more nuanced, more imaginative, more like a movie and not like a descendant of Rogue. But I like the idea very much, but I don't think it's a good fit. So I'll have to let it gestate for a couple more days before I decide on the story of the game. I mean, I've set constraints for myself already with the Steam description and what the game is right now. So it'll be in those constraints, of course. I won't turn this into a Mickey Mouse adventure. So yeah, that's what I did. I also worked on the balancing and scaling I ran the bot 1,000 times, posted the log file, the CSV file into a CSV analyzer, and then tweaked the numbers. But the problem is the bot is still pretty stupid, and it's a very coarse metric. It's more of a heuristic, actually. So yeah, been working on that. Then snakes poison on first hit. I'm just trying this out, making them more dangerous. But the poison has less duration than the traps. Then I removed ranged weapons from melee damage, which is... I fixed this several times because I keep changing the code. I changed the spider nest color because it was gray, the same as stone, which was bad. Fixed some boulder pushing stuff. I made the dawn and twilight shorter. So it was a sine curve. So the Debian due to GCC bug. Yes. Read about it in the forum. Yeah, I switched to Debian. And it's actually super nice. The only thing that irks me is that OBS takes like a minute to open, but it works fine. The experience otherwise was perfect with Debian on this desktop machine. It wasn't so great on my laptop, which I installed yesterday. Yeah, this install Debian on the laptop. I had to tweak a lot of things to get the brightness, etc. keys working. I've played the game recently and the experience is much nicer. Thanks. You mean the game is easier because it's getting harder again. I'm tweaking the numbers to make it pretty hard again. Because I want kind of a Tetris feel where you pretty much inevitably die, but you get better. That's okay? Okay. I removed the restart option as suggested, as with the problem reported by Andre, who's in the chat. And then I added more monster capabilities. I brought back the blinding, I think centipedes blind, and some other stuff, small bug fixes, etc. And that's it. I usually would just die or starve quickly. Now I could go longer and evolve my character. Yeah, that is nice. But I want the game not to feel squishy. I want it to be move your every step or you're dead. That's the feel I want. Of course, it shouldn't be unfair. That's too far. And new players should have fun. So I'm trying to walk that tightrope, which is not that easy. Because if I play the game and I get used to a certain way it works, and then I change a couple of variables, then I still have the old version in mind, and there are too many numbers to really compare them in your head. So it's more of a feel thing. Because, yeah, I mean, if the bot was perfect, then I could just tweak the numbers that way, but I can't make the bot behave like a human. I would need AI for that probably. So yeah, that was that. Did I go through these? I think so. Yeah, we are now at 135 wish lists, which is amazing. I think it added, 20 people wish listed over the last 2 days, or more even, 30 people, something crazy. And yeah, what I've been doing today is, so there's been a situation with these save games. They are as stupid as they come. They are just basically memory dumps in a ordered way. But what that means is if I change a struct in the game, for example, the entity struct, then all the old save games don't work anymore. The game loads garbage and probably crashes. So I've put guardrails for myself around these structs. It's only really 4 structs, but they are pretty essential, sadly. It's the object struct, it's the tile struct, it's the entity struct, and it's the item struct. Those all get saved. All of these, all of that data gets saved in the save game. And what I did is, first of all, I pragma packed them just to make sure that they have the same byte layout on all platforms. And then I put in static asserts. So I bumped the C version to C11 to have static asserts. And I put a static assert under each struct that looks if the size of it changed. So that if I forget, that hopefully catches it. Now if I reorder members of a struct or rename them, that won't catch it. So I still have to be vigilant. And what now happens with the backward compatibility of the save game is that I check the version of the save game, and if it's not the most recent, then I convert it to be the most recent, which is a burden on me, which slows down development. But the problem is I wouldn't be doing this if Steam wouldn't auto-update the game. So you open up Steam, the game loads the new version, you don't even see it. And then your save file is gone because the new game version can't load the old one. So that's why I did that. And the code for it is super simple. It's it just checks the version, and there's a switch case, and it says, okay, if this save file is version 12, then do this to it to update it. Maybe I'll add fall throughs in the switch case statement so it updates from version 12 to version 13, then 14, then 15, and then to the most recently. Thinking about it, making the game harder is a good idea. Otherwise, people can just move around numblessly. It's nice to have a calculate your steps feel. Yes, that's what I want. But I wanted, so the inspiration is actually Tetris, because I got hooked on Tetris last year. And the thing that hooked me, I think, was the frustration. It was seeing that, okay, this path was completely clear, but I messed it up. It was my fault. The whole time it's my fault. And that's essential. And that plays in with the not being unfair. It has to be, if the player dies, it has to have been preventable. So the item drops have to be solid. There must not be a case where the player starves just because the game didn't drop enough food for them. And likewise with the monsters ramping up in strength, they shouldn't ramp up too extremely, because there's no way out for the player. They can't. It's not a RPG where they could, like Final Fantasy, where they could just grind on mobs to increase their level. That's not really possible. So yeah, it's a tight line, but the inspiration is actually Tetris. The other one was chess, but that's on the back burner. That's for the player choosing parts of the path, but that is, yeah, that may come in the future, but not for early access release. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've been working on today, the save game. Actually, I can show the code. So let's first go into the structs. Let's look at the object struct. So what I did, I put these pragma push and pragma pop flags around it to hone in the format of the binary data a bit, and then this static assert. So if the struct object is not 336 bytes, then I get an error while compiling. So that's pretty good. And then the saving, well, actually the saving is unchanged, but this is how I load the file now. I have functions for all the components of the save game. And if I look at one of these, it's load entity, and then I switch on the version of the save file and then do the thing. And if I need to update, I did this just to show myself how it would look. So if the metric struct was updated, then I load, this says, okay, this save file is version 13. So load the struct version 13 of the struct from the binary data of the save file. And then you have this metric struct that is the actual current struct of the game, and just copy all the data over and change what's necessary, and then that's updated to the current version. And yeah, I just figured out that this is not enough. Oh man. So there's no real alternative to this, because some roguelike games just replay all the controls. So they save the controls and the seed, the control inputs of the player, and then when you load the game, they load the world with the seed, put the hero at the start position, and replay all the inputs. And then stop where the player stopped, where the player saved the game, and start the game from there. But that's super brittle. It has the same problem, but now it's not the data structures, it's the game data. So if I change, if the kobold now does 1 damage more, it might, while replaying all the player's steps, it might actually kill the player this time around, because it has one more damage, and then the save file is kaput. So I can't do that. I mean, it wouldn't help much. And the other thing is that if my world changes, if I remove a patch, or I move a bridge, then the player runs off a cliff. Yeah, so the only thing I can do is save everything and carry the old save files with me. And yeah, there will be cuts. If I make too many changes at once for a new version, then I'll say, okay, this is not compatible with old save files. But then again, with Steam, it's a headache, because you can't just, I'm not sure if you can undo, or if you can revert the game to a previous version, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is the only way. Anyways, so much to the save files. I'm not sure if I should just play the game and find bugs and balance a bit, or if I should do some busy work, which is I'm unsatisfied with the makefile. It's becoming bad, and I want to rewrite it in GNU Make first of all, and then split the makefile, because you can include other makefiles. I want to split it into Linux and Windows. And then I also have debug and release builds, and it's becoming super messy. We'll attempt to migrate to a Android that came across with little stars, the last word. The bot caught it. Not sure what you said. Build.shell. Migrate to a build to a shell script. I thought about that, but I like that the makefile only compiles what it needs. If I switch to a shell script, I have to build the whole game each time I run it. Or I put in 500 if statements, and that's not that great. So yeah, I will stick with make. So yeah, this is it. I have these if statements for the different architectures, and then I have these release and debug things, and then I have a whole lot of other stuff to bundle. And yeah, the breaking point came with these, that I had to break the bundling into the operating systems. And that became just too much. I can hardly remember how to all the commands I need to input to make a release. So maybe I'll do that. That's a bit of light work. That will help in all the future of this game. But I have these BSD magic macros, and I'm not sure if that will fly, but maybe I just make the stupidest makefile ever and put every source file into its own target, because they don't change very much. Once every 2 months or so, I add a new source file or take one away. So that's not a problem. Yeah, where to start? Maybe I should first convert it to make and then split it apart. It might be the way to go. What's in the to-do file? So yeah, actually I should make the gear unique, but I'll make this off stream, I think. Because it's super annoying to restart the game all the time. And that also involves just playing the game a whole lot. Yeah, that's it's not an easy decision. I mean, the makefile works, but it's actually bad. But I'm not sure how long it'll take. Line 18. Okay, that needs this, I think. Nope. Oh, this. Nope. Missing separator. Okay. Yeah, that might actually be bad. Let's ask the AI, because I think that's what it's good for. Converting I am converting bmake to make. What do I need to change? Okay, there's no if. So. I remember this substitute stuff. Okay. Sing and if elif set elif equal actually I don't think I need this. Let's just see how it goes for a couple of minutes. CC fatal, no input files. Okay, that's is probably this. Sources. Substitute old new. Okay, that's not how that works. Oh god. So know that this is sources becomes everything that's not a header. This is remove something and then substitute. So this is filter out. I'll make syntax designers masochists. So yeah, this is pretty evil, but it's not that hard to understand, but you never think of this. So if you wrote this by hand, then kudos, but I got this from, I think I have this from the make files in the OpenBSD tree, but I'm not sure. Add suffix to, so this is, okay, base name. So without the, okay. Filter out. Okay, it explains it here. Root base name. Okay, that's, yeah. Alternative cleaner version. Yeah, why don't you give me the cleaner version first? If your source files only use standard extensions, you can use a substitution reference. Okay, that's more simple. So only works if you know all non-header files. Okay, I don't have a mix. So objects becomes this. And why is this a plus equal? Okay, I add these. Those are the assets. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, that's not how that works. Okay, the statement may fall through. You're serious. Oh, it's actually true. Why is it warning me now and not with the BSD makefile? So this whole time I've actually been using this code with this value. Okay, that's actually funny. So yeah, all these values that I set were never used. So this is actually pretty good. So my fallback is actually working pretty well. Yeah. Well, this kind of works. And it finds more errors. The statement might fall through. Where's it now? Foes. Yep. Okay, that's a bit alarming that it doesn't alert me. It hasn't been alerting me to this. So this is the foes function. I throw into entities and it tells me if they are enemies. So for the hero, if the other entity is an enemy, then yes. Or a deer, yes. That means the hero can attack them. Otherwise, 0. But what it actually did the whole time, if it was neither of those, is actually not that bad. It just didn't do the... Yeah, it just worked probably. So that's maybe a new bug introduced due to correct code. %s directive output may be truncated, writing up to 127 bytes into regions of size 21. Yeah, maybe I want it to be truncated. Hello? This is so stupid. Maybe truncated. Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, that is a stupid error. But the makefile works, so that's great. So I have a buffer of 32 bytes, copying 31 bytes from another buffer. And that buffer is 128 bytes long. So where's the problem? Function snprintf writes at most size bytes, including the... Oh, including... Okay, then I can actually use 32. But it's still fine. 32 letters is more than I need. The function, blah, blah, blah. Except... okay, that's exceptions. Results are undefined if a call to could cause copying to take place between objects that overlap. Yeah, they don't overlap. What are these buttons? Okay, let's look for S. S, 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 S. Expected pointer to an array. Characters from that array are written up to but not including. You serious? That's why people hate strings in C. Yes, string L copy doesn't help me. But I thought that one handled the null character correctly. Oh wait, am I reading this right? Characters from the array are written up to but not including the terminating null byte. Oops. Oh, come on. Here. More than the numbers specified are written. If a precision is given, no null byte need be present. If the precision is not specified or it's greater than the size of the array must contain. If the precision is not specified or is greater than the size of the array must contain the terminating null byte. Yeah, it makes sense. If I don't say how many it should copy, it looks for the null byte, I think. If an L modifier is present, white jar. The resulting multi-byte characters are written up to but not including the terminating null byte. If a precision, yeah. Okay, that's just white characters. So it's not writing the null byte. Why is that? Wait, am I looking at the right thing? Okay, let's make this 128 so that it shuts up. 128, and let's zero this. Okay, call it here again, but that's in another function. Yeah. Maybe a good decision to make the makefile if I catch these bugs. Let's see if it shuts up about the error. 402, still complaining. to a region of size 118. Oh, yeah. Man, you're happy now. Yes, it's happy now. Okay, the another printf function. Yeah, I should do it up here. Okay, no more errors. But what happens here? God. So it compiles all these files. Let's see if they are. Oh, come on. If that looks correct. Here we are. So it starts with main zip edit debug. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. So it has all the files. Warning relocation against read active texture and read only section text. Is it talking about? Undefined reference to win. Why is it crapping itself? Okay, POW, that's weird. Bind frame buffer, that's also weird. So all the OpenGL functions and window and all the math functions. So it's not loading the libraries. Or maybe... Not sure. I'm pretty sure it's just make syntax. That's screwed up. Hello Tmax, what's going on? Okay, the libraries are included here. LD flags. Oh yeah, I have to change all of these, I think, to this format. That would explain the problem. Okay, same errors, but formatting is prettier. Or is it just the same? Let me go to the bathroom real quick. Be right back. Can look at the intro screen. I hope that doesn't play sound. Don't think so. Oh, my internet might be crapping the bed again. So that's bad. I'll be right back. Yeah. If you can still hear me. That's just as it was last time. I might have to restart the stream in a second. Just making a speed test. Okay, download is normal. Upload is also normal. What is going on? It says 18 megabits upload. Okay, now I'm stumped. Is it my... Is it my computer? Did I fry something? Let me make the same speed test here. Actually, not that one. Okay, that's normal download. I mean, a bit slow. And also 17 Mbits upload. What's going on? Is it... What is happening? Is the throttling here? I remember restarting... Wait a second. This makes no sense. Can someone explain this? Hope you can still hear me. I have no bandwidth prioritization hardware on my router. I just checked it. But it's always after 50 minutes. OBS drops to 200 kilobytes. Yeah, I'll have to look at this for another second. Sorry. OBS drops to 200 kilobits. Okay, Mr. AI. But when I do a speed test, results are fine. Is it the Steam, the Twitch server? Not enabling dynamic bitrate. Okay, that's absolutely useless. Close. Maybe I can fix it. I know now it's probably not the network. But an hour into streaming. It's not just me, guys. Removing the firewall. Is it a... But this is a new problem. Andre's suffering a bit. Yeah, I know, Andre. I'm trying to fix it right now. I did a speed test and it says everything is fine, so I'm super confused. Wait, is this... Did my stupid router actually update? No. Didn't. Well, I'm not dropping frames, I don't think. No, I'm not dropping frames, I'm just bottlenecked. Yeah, sorry for the live debugging, but I'm not sure how else I could fix this. The video feed is now more like a painting of huge pixels. Yeah, I've seen the VODs. Audio is perfect though. Okay, that's good. Okay, nobody knows how to fix it. It's not ISP. Stupid AI. Network frame drops. Okay, this is looking bad. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It suddenly plummets all the way down. Solution. Okay, this guy says that his ISP is throttling RTMP traffic. That makes sense. So if they are throttling only RTMP packets, then speed test would be fine. Great. According to an LLM, you could select the Twitch server in OBS. Yeah, I can switch servers. But I'm currently set to Frankfurt, which is the nearest to me. But I think it's actually RTMP throttling. Yeah, so the guy said you should use a VPN. But that's... Why would they throttle RTMP traffic? Apparently it's really a thing ISP does, yeah. And I totally believe that the people in the service center that I called have no clue that that's happening. LLM say you could try routing via HTTPS. Not sure if it's hallucination or not. In OBS, you mean? I'll check. Let me see the options. Stream output. don't really see an option. Try streaming over port 443. To do this in OBS, go to settings, stream, change service to custom. Okay, I can't change that while streaming. And look up the exact Twitch ingest URL for your region, adding 443 at the end. Okay. I mean, it's worth trying if I can find the URL of the server. Let me see. Twitch ingest recommendation. Hello. Europe Frankfurt. So this is, yeah, this is a RTM. These are all RTMP addresses. So there's no HTTPing to them. Unless I said you should add before the app. I mean, I could try. I could try, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. Anyways, yeah, I'll stop stream for a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and restart my router. And I'll try this. I'll try the trick. Good luck, thanks. All right, see you in a second.